Everyone, Dylan 13 here, and I know I didn't record last night, but only because I was actually kind of tired after watching Monday Night Raw, and I wanted to see a couple of things that happened, like if they were real or if anything came out of them. The two main things of note, I'll just get them out of the way here. The Miz and the Hardy Boys were absolutely furious about what happened last night with the fact that they had basically were performing for an audience of no one unless you were watching the network. And yeah, they were pretty much performing for an empty arena. They did not like that. The Miz especially did not like that. And with good reason too. I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, the place was virtually dead. And yeah, that's not what you want for a guy you want to make an up and coming superstar like Jason Jordan. Two guys that are just getting their career back in order with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and then three huge superstars like the Miz and the Hardy Boys who deserve to be on the main. Again, I'll say they deserve to be on the main show. They could have put the jobber match or they could have put the steel cage match in the pre-show and no one would have cared. In fact, I think people would have liked it a lot better. I'm not going to get on that again. And the second thing actually kind of brings me to my first... Or let's start talking the recap. I should talk about the second thing because it kind of goes with it. So the first one was we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman giving yet another beautiful sermon on the mic. Paul is one of those managers that you just love hearing. You love to hate him, but you can't hate him because he's Paul Heyman and he's awesome. And Brock Lesnar he's just there, he's just smiling, kind of doing his little hop dance that he does. They're talking about how, yeah, they tried to swerve the WWE audience, making you think that Brock Lesnar had no chance of winning. But no, Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. He's going to win. Like I said last night, or not last night, the night before, I don't even care about the results in terms of Brock Lesnar winning over who I thought should have won, which was Samoa Joe, or because of last night's or because of SummerSlam's performance, Braun Strowman. And apparently someone out there noticed that they gave the wrong man the title because now we have Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar at No Mercy. Holy shit, that is going to be a fun match to watch. It's going to, someone's leaving in a stretcher again. They have to. They absolutely have to have it where, that's gonna be the spot of the night, no matter who does what, because either Braun Strowman's going to absolutely manhandle Brock Lesnar to the point where they're going to have to disqualify him, unless they make it a no DQ match, which I'm kind of hoping they do, or Brock Lesnar is going to German suplex the shit out of Braun Strowman, which we haven't seen yet. He is not suplexed Braun. He's F5. I think he's F5 Braun, but he hasn't suplexed him. Honestly, Braun Strowman right now is probably my favorite wrestler on Raw, and I am not afraid of saying that because everything he's done is just money. Everything he's done is just beautifully. It's beautifully worked, they're booking him perfectly, and I love it. I didn't like him last year. I like him now. And the complete opposite of that, two people I liked last year that I don't like now are Enzo and Cass. And this is where the second thing I wanted to look up came in, because I didn't want to convey any information and make myself look like an idiot on this time. Only on this time, because we have confirmation that Big Cass is hurt. It's been reported that he's getting an MRI today, so they're going to give us more details about what his injury is. Like they're saying, it could be anything from a rolled ankle to a broken bone somewhere, because they had a street fight and it was kind of boring, little dead, and all of a sudden Cass goes for a big boot on Enzo on the corner, and he lands awkwardly. Like you can even tell, like the commentators kind of changed the way they were talking, because they were like, "Ooh, that looked kind of ugly." And I'll give credit to where it is due. They have Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Booker T all did a great job during this match in particular, making sure that they played it up to where they didn't they played it up as if it was a real injury. And if it is a real injury, I'm like, props to you, especially to Michael Cole, because it seems that whenever there's a time where there is a legit tragedy or a legit injury, Michael is always the one that's like the voice of reason, the calming voice. He's like, okay, here's what's going on. We're going to move on. We have to move on because it's a live show. We'll give you updates as soon as it goes out. It was interesting to me, though. They didn't, what makes me think that this is a legit injury is that they didn't actually play it up. They didn't say that. He just said, I'm hoping that Cass is all right. We'll let you know later on. And he didn't, he didn't even say we'll let you know later on. He said, I hope Cass is all right. And they played it like Enzo said he was going to end this tonight. He ended this tonight. And I'm like, that's pretty smart. If it's an actual injury, like I said, Cass, get well soon. Like, I don't like you as a character, but I like you as a person. Enzo, I hope that they do better things with him. After that, we had Mr. Kurt Angle. Or no, we had Elias Sampson and R-Truth before we had Kurt Angle. Which, 2 minutes. That match lasted 2 minutes. R-Truth's rap lasted longer than the frickin' match. Okay. They could easily have done something with this. R-Truth is the veteran in this fight. He could kind of mentor Elias and make him an even stronger heel. Which, again, I like Elias. I just think they could have done more with this match. After that, we had Kurt Angle come out with his surprise special guest, even though everyone and their mother knew that John Cena was coming out tonight. They did. You did. I did. Everyone did. John Cena comes out, and all of a sudden, The Miz comes out. And this is where what I said earlier was kind of brought into light, because although he did mess up the thing, he's like, so this is what a sold out Barclays Center looks like. I think it's like, or he said something else. I can't remember what it was, but he's like, I wouldn't know. And of course, John kind of ribbed him. He's like, it's Barclays Center. I don't care. You're gonna make fun of me for that? You're gonna make fun of me only for that. Like, you could tell that was like them kind of ribbing each other. Like, they are probably good friends in real life. I would like to assume so, because they've known each other for so long. And that was kind of them, kind of their personality bleeding out. It was a funny line. And in true Miz passion, true Miz, he's a heel. He is still a heel. I don't care what anyone is saying on Twitter, on Facebook, or where you get your news site on. He is still a heel. But the problem is that they always do this. They always give the babyfaces oh, look, it's so nice to be here. and the heels come out and they actually say what we, the audience, are feeling. So that's why we relate to them. It is not what you it's almost, like I said, it's not what you want if you want us to boo this man, you don't want us to say, hey, wait a minute, he has a good idea, or he has a good point. Why are we rooting for you when he is a smarter person in this scenario? So, oh yeah, Roman Reigns came out too. That's right. There was a "you both suck" chat. I love there was a progression because it was that it was a progression that Kurt Angle comes out, he does the "you suck." Everyone's gonna do that. Kurt accepts it. He smiles and laughs the entire way down while people are chanting that he sucks. The lighthearted, yeah, we have to do this. It's Kurt Angle. Then comes Cena, and it's a thing of Cena sucks. And finally, Roman Reigns comes out, and it's "you both suck." And it's like, yeah, I could see this. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. By the way, fun fact if you didn't know, the reason they got the Barclays Center and not Madison Square Garden where it should have been was because League of Legends had a tournament this weekend or at the Madison Square Garden and they couldn't book it. I am honestly shocked that Vince McMahon didn't say a damn word about it, or that no one said a word about it. Or maybe because it was gaming, that's why the New Day lost on. Well, actually, no. The New Day would that wouldn't affect That probably would affect SmackDown. They're at the Barclays tonight too. If that was the reason that they lost, is this punishment for gaming, or that they know that Xavier Woods is a gamer, that would be horrible. I'm gonna casually hope that that's not the case, but it is what it is. Sorry about that. Anyway, after that we had Samoa Joe come out and say, "Okay, you're not basically in a way say no, John, you're not getting out that easy. See, you want to make a tag team match between you and Roman against Miz and one of the Miztourage. No. I'm tired of you running your mouth." He points at Roman, saying, "This is your yard." And I'm just tired of you trying to steal the spotlight from us. I'm gonna be Miz's tag team partner. And already I'm gonna be mad at this last match, not because of the lack of talent between the four men, because all four of them are extremely talented, because the wrong people are gonna win because they can't have heels win. And yeah, I kind of was. But that comes later. What happened after that was honestly a not too special 8-man tag team tournament or tag team match with all the cruiserweights, just to give them a check, I guess. It lasted about one or two 1.5 segments. I mean, that will cut a pretty good promo, and they got a rematch for 205 Live tonight, but again, I want them to do something better with the cruiserweight division. Hell, if they just put the cruiserweights back on Raw and just had the cruiserweights on Raw, that'd be amazing. But we don't have that. We don't know what the hell they're doing. So, again, waste of time. Didn't really pay attention. Sorry. The Faces won. If you need to know who won, the Faces won. But what I did pay attention to was Neville's promo, basically saying it was 205 Live and all that. And afterwards, we had Seth and Dean come out. And they're talking about how we didn't know if we could trust each other. We didn't know how the other one would respond to whatever we were doing. But we proved that when we work together, whether we like each other or not, we run the entire WWE, which they kind of do. And they're like, well, we know Sheamus and Cesaro are going to get their rematch because they have to. But is there anyone else? But there is no tag team that can take us right now. Out comes the Hardy Boys. And this was match of the night. This was a start. Like, I hope this is the start of either a feud or kind of like a unification like partnership, because any way this can turn out will be awesome. If they're just like friendly rivals to each other, like they kind of are like the face tag teams that they're together as a group. This works because you have the Hardy Boys, who are now, I think it's safe to say, the most beloved tag team in the last 20 years, besides DX, besides the Dudleys, and they're the most beloved tag team wrestling right now. And then you have the 2/3 of the Shield, and you ask anybody 5 years ago when the Shield was on their peak, this was the match that people wished that could have happened. That they, at the time, no one thought would happen. And I would love to see individual stakes at both of these of these guys. If they break up both teams, there are some interesting ways to do this, or do anything in there. They could have Seth versus Matt Hardy. They could have Dean versus Jeff, the battle of who can kill their body faster, and who can jump off the big thing faster, or the higher thing. Like, they have a lot of things they can do that can work for this match, and I'm okay if it becomes a feud. I'm okay if they don't do anything with it other than, okay, Seth and Dean, this is our passing the torch to you. You guys are awesome. We're just gonna do our thing. You do your thing. Then we had a backstage promo, for some reason, of Jason Jordan going to his dad, saying, I don't want preferential treatment, but I want Finn Balor. The funny thing was that this was my exact reaction to that. Like, I was watching like this, and I was actually paying, I wasn't really paying attention. I was playing Kingdom Hearts, honestly, but yeah, it just, boy said what? Why do you want why do you want Finn Balor? This match happens after a fantastic Sasha Alexa Bliss promo where Sasha is like, I'll fight anybody. Want to fight tonight? I'll fight tonight. Alexa then correctly points out that, let's give you a week to defend, because you don't really defend your titles that much. Alexa Bliss is beautiful, and she's amazing, and I like her. This is going to be a fun feud to watch. Good way to actually accelerate the Bayley Sasha feud if they were to do that too. Then they had, like I said, they had Jason Jordan versus Finn Balor. And I wasn't really paying attention to this match, and ironically enough, the audience wasn't really paying attention to this match either. We paid attention for the first few minutes, and although it was a decent match with some good action, I was just kind of zoning out a little bit. Then they pan to the crowd, and there's a beach ball. And I'm like, oh god, there's this shit again. They could do a good character building thing with Jason Jordan if he did what Cesaro did last night and rip up the beach ball. But that didn't happen. Surprising absolutely no one, Finn Balor wins. And then we head into our main event, which, like I said, was The Miz and Samoa Joe versus John Cena and Mr. Roman Reigns. a couple of things about this match. A couple of things that stood out to me in particular. Again, like I said during the promo segment, The Miz is 100% in the right, and he is justified of being angry. He was shafted out of a IC title match, which he pretty much, he's the champion. He should defend his belt. He was shafted out of they only opened the door apparently at 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the first match was at 5:30, because that's the smart thing to do, right? He pointed out during the promo that Roman and John are always given the opportunities. Like, Roman could go to Vince McMahon tomorrow and say, I want the IC title, and it'd probably be in his hands within 2 months, or within a month. Or John Cena could go, hi, I'm John Cena, I want a match. And the match happens. That's what happened that's what happened today, basically. Or it's last night, basically. The other thing of note was they basically used this match to start accelerating a John Cena Roman Reigns feud, which, if they're smart, will be their SummerSlam or their Survivor Series match. If they don't do a tradition like they did last year, where it was just all 3 matches were Survivor Series matches that lasted about an hour, which if they do that again, that'll be really good. They could actually extend it a lot more. I'll talk about that probably in a later video. But if they do, okay, we're gonna have one Raw Survivor Series match, one SmackDown Survivor Series match, and we're gonna defend the belts and all that. They could do that so easily if they had, or where they have John Cena and Roman Reigns be like the penultimate before the main title defense or something like that. So Roman Reigns hits John Cena with a Superman punch, and I'll give him this. Like, John did get the win, but he was actually kind of holding his jaw when he held up Roman's hand, or the ref held up his hand. So it's yeah, okay, seeds are planted. Let's see what goes with this. If they finally turn Roman Reigns heel as a result of this, that'll be interesting. If nothing comes of it, though, it's just another, okay, Roman's gonna use this guy to kind of elevate his career, and nothing's gonna happen about it because we don't like him. This was a pretty average Raw, not what you'd expect for after a major pay-per-view as SummerSlam. Nowhere near as good as the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, but can we really expect it to be they had really their deck was stacked against them, with the show being as well, upon reflection, the show being kind of as mediocre as it was, save for the last match again, because they had four amazing big guys throwing kicking the ever-loving shit out of each other. Anyway, that's my recap of Monday Night Raw. Hopefully, I'll be able to say tonight, tune in for my recap of SmackDown. But if it's tomorrow, I'm doing 13, and I'll catch you later.